Taylor alongside Paul Pierce, Jalen Rose, and Jay Williams here with you. And for the first time this finals, the Heat go in the locker room with the lead. Jimmy Butler has scored or assisted on 33 points for the Heat.
Well, I like Jimmy defense, but I love Jimmy buckets, especially when they're short-handed. They're going to need him to be aggressive. They're going to need him to channel his AI 2001 versus the Lakers if they're going to win more than one game in this series, and that's him attacking the paint. Not a volume three-point shooter, a terrific defender, also 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. They're going to need him to continue to be aggressive offensively.
Miami's given Anthony Davis so many different looks defensively in that zone and also man-to-man, double teams away from the bucket. But I have to say this, Anthony Davis, who's a top 5 player in the league, I know he's foul trouble, 2 shots, 5 points, 1 rebound, 5 turnovers, and a negative 17. First half. Wow.
Well, if I'm the Lakers, I feel good. We're down 4 points. We got 14 turnovers, and Anthony Davis, Danny Green, and Caldwell Pope have yet to show up.
How many turnovers?
14.
14 turnovers and down 4. If I'm the Lakers, I'm saying we can't play any worse. I feel good going into the second half.
There was a point when they had 10 turnovers and the Heat were only up 3. Uncle P, how many rebounds could you get in this game?
1.
Countdown, presented by DoorDash.
Welcome back to NBA Countdown. And you know, guys, you can't talk about Laker duos without talking about Kobe and Shaq. And in fact, every time we talk about LeBron and AD, historically, we're coming up with a figure that compares to that team. And you played against that team.
Unfortunately,
Yes, he did.
And I'm glad that LeBron doesn't see any other skyscrapers in the sky, any other champions, any other finals MVPs, so he already anticipates that this is happening. Okay, when they compare it to those guys, it's 2 first-team All-NBAers, it's 2 guys that's getting you 25 and 10, and it's 2 guys that are the best at their positions. But their role players, to me, is what gets them over the top, Maria. When you have guys like Harper and Ori and Grant that won championships before they played with those guys. And on this team, you got Rondo, Green, and McGee that won championships before they played with these guys. When you add those role players that understand what it takes to compete on this level, that's what allows the superstars to flourish, and that's what we're seeing this year.
I mean, who else can you compare them to? I mean, outside what, Magic and Kareem? I mean, we never talk about that duo, although they had other Hall of Famers. But yeah, this duel is definitely one of the best duels we've seen in quite some time as far as an outside-inside tandem. And so I'm going to continue to watch them dominate tonight. And this is something that can go on for the next few years towards the tail end of LeBron's career.
That's what I was going to say. They are the favorite next year. I mean, I know Golden State will come back, and Steph and Clay and Andrew Wiggins, and who knows how they package that second pick in the draft. But that's going to be the best combination in basketball moving forward. As long as LeBron James stays healthy at 36 years old, they're still going to be the favorite.
Yeah, it's interesting because LeBron and AD, when they combine for 60, the Lakers are 20-1. It's almost a guarantee, and they've been able to do it so far in this series. How long do you think they could sustain the way that they've been dominating?
I think this window is open for them for another 2 years. They can be dominant as a duo for the next 2 years, win 1 more, maybe 2 more championships after this one. It's a possibility, but other teams are getting better. Golden State is coming back. You know, other teams in the West are going to get better. You got to expect Houston, Utah, Denver, they all going to get better.
Clippers will be better.
And let's not underestimate LeBron James' ability to continue playing at this level, pushing 40 years old. We've never seen someone at this age play at this high of a level. We assume that he will tail off. Maybe he won't, and that may allow the window for this Laker team to continue longer than maybe people originally thought when they made the Anthony Davis trade.
And here's the thing, Woj. LeBron may lose a little bit of his athletic ability, but think about the other attributes of his game. Brilliant passer, right? Brilliant game manager. Like, his shot will get better. We saw his shot get better. He has his size. You might see him play a little bit more in the post. So his game could be reimagined as well.
And also, can we put some respect on Rob Pelinka's name? I remember when my childhood idol, Magic Johnson, stepped down. And I went on television. There was a lot of slander about what he was going to be able to do with this team. The Los Angeles Lakers will be champions this year. Jeannie Buss did a terrific job of believing in him and elevating his role within that franchise during that turbulent time.
That makes it easier adding Anthony Davis, too.
I know that you always know the machinations, too, of what a guy like Rob Pelinka is going through. How would you describe what he's been able to produce leading them to this finals?
Well, obviously, the Anthony Davis trade, and he took some criticism. Did he give up too much Well, listen, you look at especially the draft picks that go there, you know, they're going to be late round picks. He delivered. He's on the cusp of delivering a championship and a chance to win multiple titles. And I think Rob Pelinka did an outstanding job complimenting AD and LeBron James with role players, because you've seen their role players in this series all through the playoffs and the restart play really well. And this has been a dominant Laker team. This has a chance to be a dominant championship performance.
Yeah, and we don't know what the future holds necessarily for the Lakers, but we did get to hear from Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, earlier, Woj, and I'm just wondering what stood out to you about the future of this league, even just a season from now?
Well, to build off what Adam Silver said about the league wanting to get fans back in arenas next season, enjoy these last couple games of watching the NBA in a bubble, because if it is up to the owners and the league and the Players Association, they're going to do everything they can to try to avoid being back in a bubble. Financially, they need to get fans back in arenas, but they need to do it safely. Rapid response testing for fans is going to be an important part of that, and that's why you may continue to see the start of next season pushed back, because financially and on a lot of levels, they've got to find a way, especially in the bigger markets, for the revenue sharing to the smaller markets, to get people in the arenas and get them in luxury suites. That's just a financial reality right now for the league.
All right, well, that's a reality we will be facing soon, but right now the reality for the Heat is they are down 2-0 in the finals, and the Lakers are looking to take a 3-0 lead. So we're going to get you down to Orlando in a second, but
well, LeBron James is averaging close to a 30-point triple-double in these NBA Finals, but it's Anthony Davis that leads all players in points, rebounds, blocks, and field goal percentage. So I want all of you guys to answer this question, but Chuck, let's start with you. Who do you think is going to win Finals MVP? Let's go Chuck, C-Web, and Grant on this one in that order.
Well, I just want to say first, I want to congratulate Jared Greenberg on his anniversary. I talked to his wife, Morgan. She said, being married to Jared is like a walk in the park. Jurassic Park. She's glad he's in the bubble. She is so glad he's in the bubble.
Oh, man, that is so wrong, Chuck. We thought you were being nice, you know, to Jared, but you just threw him under the bridge talking about Jurassic Park.
Hey, listen, I love half man, half makeup. He's the best guy we got.
You think Jared puts more gel in his hair or makeup on, Chuck? That's the last question I got for that one then.
Hey, let me tell you something. If I knew what gel he used, I would invest in that company. So let me tell you something. How many shipments of gel you think he got into the bubble?
Jared's here to defend himself.
I love you,
Jared.
Jared.
Get this together, Chuck. I love you too,
Yes,
Chuck.
let's do it. Hey, listen, Mr. Miles, can you repeat Anthony Davis' stats to me again, what you just said?
Okay, he's leading the Finals in points, rebounds, blocks, and field goal percentage, and that includes 60% from three-point range and 33 points per game, Chuck. 11.5 rebounds.
So is that a trick question you're asking me, who gonna get it or who deserves it?
Who is going to win
if
it?
anybody, I'm saying, if anybody else in the world had those stats you just said, you would not be asking me that question. So listen, I think it's the sentimental vote is gonna go to LeBron because he's amazing, number one. But listen, the reason the Lakers gonna win the championship, and like I say, I don't think this is new to anybody else. Anthony Davis, if we knew if he played like this, they were going to win the championship all along. So I think Anthony Davis deserves it, but I think the sentimental vote is going to go to LeBron.
C-Web, your turn.
I have to agree with the Chuckster Damas. He can definitely predict the future. I definitely agree. AD, and I want to say he has a lifetime career average in the playoffs of plus 30. 30 points, a career average in the playoffs. So, yeah, I think you have to give it to them. Without him, this team doesn't go that way. We've seen them not make the playoffs last year. We've seen that, he just dominates it. The teams don't have a guy to fit his, skill set, his size. And just to end with one very, very important point. I told Morgan not to marry Jared. I told her that she was pretty, that she was smart. I told her not to do it. So I just want to say, Morgan, congratulations on dealing with him for a year. He outkicked his coverage. We're proud of him for that, and happy anniversary to you.
Hey, Jared, I'd be remiss if I didn't say happy anniversary as well. I met Morgan in Chicago, and she's just a great person overall. Grant, we got to get to you on this. Sorry.